do bear and you don't care and I won't play alone. I got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you on your knees. Rewrite the things you said that I should be. I get you, now you beg me please. Now stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now stay away, I hear you say you're sorry. Baby, you with you. Baby, you ain't gonna fall in love with you. Baby, you ain't with you. Baby, you ain't gonna fall in love with you. With you, I cried with you. Now will not be alone. I lied for you, I tried for you. You will not play alone. I've got you in my sight. I keep all the words you said to me. I get you on your knees. Rewrite the things you said that I should be. Get you, now you beg me please. Hey. Now stay away, you were never meant to save me. Now stay away, you say you're sorry. Baby, you ain't with you. Baby, you ain't gonna fall in love with you. Baby, you ain't with you. Baby, you ain't gonna fall in love with you.
When the lights go down, I see hell in you, but you don't care now, you don't care now. You just rather watch me fall from a golden mountain to you at the glow. Take a battery, won't tell you what I saw. Would you break it off? Forget about the world we're living in. I'm going. Can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you love. Now you wanna see me fall from a quarterback. I see you at the call. Will tell you what I saw. Would you break it up? You'll see who had to oblivion. Forget about the world. I'm counting. To oblivion. I'm going.
Fallen one too many times. Feeling like it never ends. Back again, square one. Try to leave myself behind. Looking for a better place, not to stay alone. In my trust and you chose to break it. Out for truth, but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save this, so don't try. 'Cause this time you crossed the line. The tables turned. Didn't think I'd go this far, but here we are, the end. Now you're just a lesson learned. A slowly fading memory, so I can breathe again. Gain my trust and you chose to break it. Out for truth, but you only fake it. Thought you said what we had was sacred. It's all lies, all lies. I was broken and isolated, but inside held the fire waiting. Not a word that you say can save it, so don't try. 'Cause this time you crossed the line. This time you crossed the line. This time you crossed the line. And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. You got me holding. And I'll be running, 'cause that's why I'm low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Valhallan Info live stream. It is Monday night, everybody. So we all know what that means. We have some Fortnite duos for you guys tonight, but tonight is a little bit of a special night as we have some playoffs, and this is actually the final week of our summer season playoffs. So we have a lot in store for you guys. With that being said, let me introduce you very quickly to the teams. We have team number 1 is the VHCH Knights, aka Cam and Trace. Team number 2 is the VHCH Michelin Men, which is Lachlan and Colin. And finally, the third team, I do not know the name of, and we were unable to get that information, but they are Brady and Parker. So those are the 3 teams we'll be tuning into. Obviously bouncing around, watching those 3 teams. Currently watching Cam and Trace as they prep into their game. But it looks like we are on the battle bus and we are ready to drop. So let's tune into some Fortnite. And here we go. It looks like we already have a drop spot for Cam and Trace. Didn't get to see it. It might be pumped power. We do see the ping. I assume that that's where they're going. Oh, actually, they do take it away, so could see a little bit of a switch up here from these guys. Maybe not liking the location. Now we do see a new ping come up. And it looks like we are going to go to Supernova Academy. As Cam and Trace look like here are uncontested and are going to be able to pick this POI dry. And I would suspect that they're going to be able to get quite a bit of loot here. Almost a bad way to start, but able to recover and just going to loot up as much as possible again. Looks like it could be uncontested here. So these guys are going to be big chilling. And it looks like here we see the mask, the scanner come through already. Decides to use it just to get any intel. And they did mark, I believe, someone, I don't know if it was an NPC or an actual opponent, but and this is what I expected. Just the picking apart of these BOIs. Able to get so much metal at a place like Supernova Academy. As they continue to loot up. And nothing too crazy so far. So again, these guys are going to be able to take their time here. And while these guys are looting up, let's jump over to team number 2 and see how they're doing. Alrighty. Team number 2 of Lachlan and Colin. Currently watching Colin's perspective here. Looks like these guys maybe landed shiny shafts or maybe rotated to it. Potentially they landed an unnamed POI and then decided to rotate in. But a lot of metal here as well, so these guys definitely going to do their best to prioritize getting a medal. And Lachlan and Colin here are only, I believe, Division 1 drop of the night. So a lot of, not pressure, obviously. You know, no, there's no pressure from up here getting string, but a lot of pressure on them tonight as they are only our only Division 1 drop. Our other two teams both being in Division 2. So we'll have to keep an eye on Division 1 to see how these guys can do. And it looks like here, Colin here, getting to max brick. Going to continue to farm up a little bit more for some of that metal. Metal being such a valuable resource in this game. You really want to make sure that if you can get to max of it at some point in this early game. Especially because in those late fights, you can just burn through metal so easily. And both of these guys at 200 as well. Colin here only carrying 3 things, 2 weapons and minis. So, yeah, obviously we suspect at least 1 movement item, but surprised that he's not carrying something more just to fill those slots. And very quickly, while these guys continue to farm up, we're going to tune in to our final team of Brady and Parker and see how those guys are starting this drop so far. All right, sorry about that. It kind of caught me off guard, but all good now, I believe. Oh, they're in game chat. Who am I hearing? Alright guys, sorry, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're gonna come back to that team. Don't really know how we're hearing them, as I am deafened, and well, both of them are turned down all the way, so that is definitely an issue. Oh my god, what is going on with the internet tonight? Thank you. I'm gonna assume that that's some weird game chat bug thing that we are witnessing with Parker and Brady. We will tune back into them a little later on to see if I can potentially get that figured out. As we go back here to Cam and Trace. These guys still being at Supernova, just taking their time. Obviously, they have a lot of it. And this Division 2 drop being small as well. Obviously, only 38 players. And I'm sure there have been some kills early on, some that we missed from rotating and all that fun stuff. But 36 players, not counting these two. 35 as we see a kill come through here. So definitely a lot of time. And with these Division 2 drops, you really see this mid-game get increased here because of just the lack of numbers that we're kind of seeing. So and some crazy loot we're seeing from these guys already. Have to mention the pom-poms, obviously, can be used two ways. Can be used very offensively. Can also be used as a little bit of a movement item. We've seen that used both ways, so I have to keep an eye on how it is used this time around. We're going to see another scan here. Don't find anybody. Cam and Trace still able to just relax and continue to loot some bits of Supernova Academy, and it looks like these guys are going to take the rail jump on out of here. And it looks like here they actually jumped into combat. Gonna take some shots at the car. And actually, someone's going to jump right onto them. A big shot is going to come out. And I'm going to hunt the kill, though, which is kind of surprising. Oh, looks like they had the pom-poms. And now we're going to see a pom-pom battle. And this is the first time we've seen this. Luckily, Cam and Trace still together. We don't know where that other player's teammate is. And it looks like he's going to try and get away. Never mind. And we're seeing a whole bunch of damage come through. And again, because of the partnership of Cam and Trace, able to use that to their advantage as they find the knock. We see the beast mode instantly get deactivated. So much of those pom-poms do get used, though, but they're going to find a kill there. And it looks like here, I don't know if this was that guy's teammate or if they're going to find someone else. But they're going to take this engagement here. Can they find the knock? And they do. Cam and Trace find another. That moves them up to 2 kills. A good way to start this finals week of playoffs here. We're seeing some very good items here. Obviously, we're seeing the exotic misform, also the cube surf, as well as our 2 movement items. So no real shockers there. Oh, a big shot there comes through. Gonna try and use a little bit of natural cover here. Kim and Trace a little separated. Now they are able to come back together. They're gonna use their movement items. And try to not take too much damage. But we did see the car go right up this mountain that they are scaling. And some builds in front of them, so they have to be careful. Potentially getting third-partied or pinched here. "23 players left, 21 not counting these guys. Definitely doing a great job here. Able to pick up a little bit of loot here. Potentially refill some mats, refill some of that ammo that was used. And a huge bit of damage comes through there. So these guys have to be careful now. And we do see a knock come through. Are they going to be able to recover here? And getting pushed quickly. Has to give up on the revive. Tries to get out, but kind of biffs it a little bit. Is able to get out with the cube surf. He's on 1 HP, and no, unfortunately, Cam and Trace cannot escape that duo. And now we are going to go to our secondary team of Lachlan and Colin. All right. Watching Lachlan's perspective here. It looks like these guys are just bush camping, just chilling in the bush, having a grand old time. So it looks like here, actually, this Division 1 drop is ended more quickly than I was expecting to, as these guys only down to 17 players, 15 not counting them. The circle pretty small. We assume that Brady and Parker are still alive as well. Obviously, we have to check back in on them in just a few minutes. As Lachlan and Colin here still chilling. Just going to continue to sit in this bush here. These guys don't really have any pressure. Down to 14 players left, not counting these two. But the bush no longer in circle here. These guys are going to have to move. They do decide to. I don't know if Lachlan sees someone. Doesn't look like he does. Gonna loot this chest here. It's chilling in the pool. And actually gonna leave Slurp Truck, which is kind of surprising. Gonna box themselves in right on the edge here. Make sure that they are still in circle. And it looks like we're going to see the cone trick from Lachlan. He's going to be able to get so much information. And Lachlan actually sees someone, decides to take some shots. Finds one for 35. Colin now peeks his head out as well. Only finds the one, though. Needing to readjust just a little bit. I think we saw some base boot gauntlets there. Deciding to potentially fake the going back up into the cone there. So Lachlan finds a build, builds another box to him. Tries to get a little bit of a different perspective on these guys. So we do see a car start to rotate in a circle here. And Lachlan sees some shots behind them as well. I'm gonna use their bonuses, the jump boost bonus things. You see the base boost gauntlets come out from Lachlan. We assume Colin has a movement item as well, and actually it doesn't look like he does. Colin gonna fall a little behind. Lachlan's gonna have to do his best to buy time and survive here. Luckily, are able to not only get some high ground, but right on the edge of that circle again. This is where these guys like to be. As we see Lachlan could do a couple shots. Doesn't look like he hits any. Based on position here, this team, if they are looking at and shooting at, is going to have to rotate into them. Lachlan finds one there for 34. Can't find any more. And Lachlan finds a big laser there for 124. Multiple shots landing. Trying to keep as much pressure on that team as he does, as he can, and he does, as he finds a knock there from one of them. And unfortunately, for that team, that is probably going to be an elimination from Storm, as Lachlan here is able to buy himself a little time, shield back up from the little bit of damage that he took. Tries to shoot a base boost gauntlet shot over there. Fortunately, whiffs it just a little bit. Uses the chance to reposition himself. Now, only 4 players left, so only 2, not counting these guys. So we could see a victory royale here from Lachlan and Colin on stream, which would be absolutely insane. And these guys have position here. They have to go last when it comes to rotating into Storm here. And Lachlan, finds one. A bunch of shots. Can't find any to land, though. Colin now putting a lot of pressure on him. Does decide to back up. Lachlan going to use a base boost jump to get himself down the mountain quickly and into that circle. And Colin takes a lot of damage. Luckily, Lachlan able to send some pressing fire his way. Need to make sure that these guys don't get shot at from anywhere else, as I believe it's just a 2v1v1. Actually, it looks like Lachlan and Colin might have gotten jumped onto, and they did. Lachlan finds a big shot there for 103, finds another big shot, and he finds the Elim, and now it's a 1v2. Lachlan's a little has to buy himself some time. He's able to drink a mini here. All of the shots coming in at him. Colin being able to lurk in the shadows here. I don't think the other guy knows where he is. Never mind, he finds him. Lachlan finds a big shot there for 61. Lachlan switches up his location a little bit, does take some damage for it, but him and Colin are both shooting at the same opponent, and he can't shoot two people at once. And a lot of damage coming through, at least 100. And Lachlan accidentally launches himself into Storm here with the base boost. Tries to find a couple more shots, but can't. Trying to keep this pressure on him. Again, still a 2v1 here. Lachlan finds a big shotgun shot. And actually, Colin gets knocked. So just a 1v1. Lachlan takes a lot of damage. And he can't do it. Oh, no. Unfortunate for Lachlan and Colin as they fall just short. And I believe Brady and Parker are still alive. So we will tune into them very quickly. Just a minute too late as those guys were able to get the victory royale for Division 2. Wow, what good games we were able to see on stream there. Cam and Trace doing very good. Maybe not exactly where they wanted to be, but 8th place with at least a couple kills is a very solid performance for them. And then, of course, we saw Lachlan and Colin able to finish out a second. I know they were hungry for that first place, and I know that they know that it was right there. It was in their hands, just fell a little short, unfortunately. And Colin and Parker and Brady, wow, what a drop from them. A victory royale for those guys. Just absolutely amazing to see the things that Parker and Brady have been able to do this season. Such good drops from everybody, though, as these guys get drop number 1 out of the way. But we still have another drop to go in this playoff format, in this finals week of Fortnite. I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. But as we continue to kind of wind down here and get prepared for drop number 2, obviously, it's a new game. Anything can happen. There's a lot on the line. A lot of these teams are in squeaking distance of being able to take home a banner. So it all matters here. And everyone obviously doing their best, doing their part to make sure that they can find as many points as possible. And that's exactly what we want to see from our teams here. At Valhallan Camp Hill. As everybody here continues to get better and better consistently every single season. Just wow. I cannot get over how good of the Fortnite we just witnessed was. Again, a second and a first place. Absolutely insane. Almost 2 first places. And that is no disrespect to Cam and Trace, who finished 8th. Obviously, a great finish from those guys. And they should be very pleased with how they ended their drop as well. But with that being said, As we wait for the next drop codes and everything to get set up here, we're going to take a quick break as I need to step away for a second. So we will be back in probably a minute or two, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, everybody. And sorry about that. Just had to take care of something very quickly. But we are back. Not quite totally back yet. We are still waiting for these teams to get into their drops here. But we are back live, back for you guys to see my face, where we can have a little chat. And just in case you are tuning in for the first time tonight, we have seen very good Fortnite. We have seen Cam and Trace, our primary team, finish 8th place with, I think, 2 kills. I believe it was just 2. I might have missed a couple. We saw our secondary team of the Michelin men, aka Lachlan and Colin, finish 2nd place. And finally, we saw our team of Brady and Parker. We just missed it, actually. We didn't get to see. We just missed it. But as they squeaked out a victory royale as our 3rd team here. So, a very good Fortnite so far from tonight. Definitely something that we hope everybody can replicate in this next drop. But this is where the pressure is on. A lot of things on the line here as we are in finals week. This is the final week of playoffs of the summer season, and there is a lot on the line as a lot of these teams are within a very reachable distance of each other. So a huge performance there from Brady and Parker as they were able to get the 1st place and really try and catapult, if not cement themselves as the Division 2 champions. But it is not over. There is still another drop, and anything is possible in Fortnite in this game. Also, Lachlan and Colin performing very well. Obviously, a great drop from them, and hoping that that is able to catapult their standings a little bit and maybe able to put them back into the swinging distance. Obviously, don't know exactly where they were, but hopefully that helps them out quite a bit. And of course, Cam and Trace, we know that even though it was an 8th place, that will help them either jump them farther into the running here or help cement where they are. So very good Fortnite from everybody. And it looks like here we're having a little bit of Division 2 drop code issues. Not really sure what's going on. So we might actually be switching up the order a little bit. We might be starting with Lachlan and Colin, as looks like their drop could be going on first here. Might be a little desynced now. Might have some Division 1 Fortnite for you guys before we go back and watch some Division 2. I don't know if everyone in Division 2 is having the problems. I assume that it is, but we are, oh my gosh, just my brain. We are officially dropping in Division 1. So we will tune in to Lachlan and Colin and see how those guys do. Again, this is the Division 1 team of the Michelin men, composed of Lachlan and Colin, aka Shammy and Psycho. And it looks like Lachlan and Colin are going to go back to their typical spot here, which is shiny shafts. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it definitely is not broken for these guys, as we saw a 2nd place last drop. Definitely going to have to see what they can do this drop. And the great thing about this POI is that there is just so much metal for these guys to farm. Obviously, we saw both of them have 500 into that end game, so very crucial that these guys are going to be able to replicate that. And Colin there finds the base boosted gauntlets early on. Obviously, a great movement item that those are. Also finds a gold SMG as well. So just two massive items to start this game for him. Obviously, that is how you want to start your drops. Him also already being at 200, that is 100 health and 100 shield. So Colin's drop has really been great so far. Hopefully he can find some additional loot to kind of round out his loadout. Lachlan also playing very well. And it looks like here, Colin gonna take the pom-poms. We could see a little bit more of an aggressive play from him. Colin's loadout now is very quickly becoming very offensive focused here. We see very close range focus, I guess is what I should say, as we see the SMG, the shotgun, the pom-poms, and the base boosted gauntlets. Oh, sorry about that. And now we are going to see the farming of materials. I don't think Division 2 has dropped yet. Actually, it looks like they are about to start dropping here. So as soon as they officially touch ground, we will tune into both of our teams and see how they are doing. We're going to continue to watch this team of Lachlan and Colin for just a little bit longer. Colin able to find a lot of loot here, as he is just going to continue to be able to pick out what he wants and what he doesn't. Going to mark that shotgun for Lachlan. We expect someone to pick up the tracking visor, as that is a huge item, and we do see Lachlan drive by and pick it up. And by drive, I do mean run, in fact, but we do see Colin drop the base boost gauntlets. Is going to use his pom-pom as a movement item. I know that's probably the decision I would have made as well. Obviously, we don't know exactly what Lachlan is carrying, so let's take a little peek. And yes, I would say that probably was the right decision for Colin to drop the base boosting gauntlets, as now Lachlan is able to use this tracking visor here as more of a utility item, and is still able to carry a heal and a movement item on top of two weapons. So these guys really coordinating this drop. Obviously, second place is hard to beat, but these guys can do it. We know they're hungry for that first place. They tasted it. They were so close. It was on the tips of their tongue last drop, and unfortunately just couldn't secure it. But we know they're looking for it this drop. We continue to see some metal get farmed up, and I have a good feeling that we are officially feet on the ground here. So let's tune in to our primary team, the VHCH Knights. And we see Cam and Trace here, currently at Pump's Power. And it looks like they are doing a similar thing here, just trying to farm up as much as possible. We don't know exactly how far their drop has been along, but the fact that they are not 200 yet obviously is a little worrisome. Looks like Superman is about 475 meters away. I have a feeling a decision was made there. Probably the decision not to go for it. They're just going to pick this POI dry. So much metal you can get from Pump Power. Pump Power and Shiny Shafts are just two prime metal locations. And we did actually see a couple shots there on the visual audio indicator. So something that Cam and Trace might have to keep an eye out on. And it looks like Superman has been claimed. I apologize as we're seeing potentially a little bit of a laggy stream here. Gonna try and get as much brick as possible. We see max metal already. Just the pure tearing of this POI. So close to that max brick. And now we see the max brick come out. Obviously, wood still being a little low, but max brick and max metal is a great way to start here. And obviously, like I said last drop, because there is lesser players in this Division 2 drop, as we see just kills continuously happening as well. And what happens is that this early and middle game really does get extended for quite a bit. So you're able to use a little bit more time to heal up, to loot, to farm, which is really great for some of these players. We are still only seeing a 150 and a 125. You're going to have to be aware of that, but we're going to tune in very quickly to our third team of Brady and Parker and see how those guys are doing. There we go. As it looks like here, we tuned in at the right time as Brady and Parker are in combat, and Brady finds a knock. He's going to find the Elim. Looks like a lot of players around them. Brady finds another for 26. Can't find the knock, though. Finds a big shot there for 36 and finds the Elim. What shots there from Brady? As they are able to secure a duo elimination. Those guys already having 2 kills, still pretty early on in this Division 2 drop. Brady going to use this little bit of dead time here to get his shield back up. Going to be back at 200, which is exactly where he needs to be. And we do see a car driving around. Could potentially see some shots get taken here, and we do. None hit on any actual players, at least not from Brady. We don't know about from Parker. Although Brady hits a big shot there, 22-32. Can he find another? No, he cannot. And actually, some shots get returned here. It looks like Parker is going to farm up a little bit. Brady ready to go as soon as Parker is, and there they go. And looks like here they're actually going to stop at one of the pods, find a little bit more loot. Brady going to hesitate for a second, wants to make sure that nobody's there. And some loot swapping there, as now both of these guys are more comfortable. Brady potentially wanting to take the rift, but Parker not being on the same page here. Doesn't really want to expose when you don't have to. And Brady actually sees someone. Parker not far behind at this point. Brady finds a big couple shots there, finds 80, finds another 64, and finds a knock. Finds another 31. Does go for the elim and gets it. As we see Parker just Fast and the Furious ramp on by. Brady finds a bunch of damage, probably just one more shot, and it was, as they find another squad wipe, another duo wipe. And Brady and Parker now currently sitting at 4 kills this game, as they are hungry for another first place. As while these guys chill for a little bit, we're going to go back to our Division 1 team of Lachlan and Colin and see how those guys are doing. It looks like here we are pretty much in the mid to late game, definitely in the later game here. So these guys just chilling in a similar spot that they were before when they came to that bush last drop. Potentially a massive big brain play from these guys. It looks like Circle has been working out for them as well. Colin and Lachlan both just surveying the area, both using the cone trick to get as much information as possible. Lachlan gonna scan just to see if he can get any information. Doesn't find anybody. Obviously means that these guys are able to just relax for a little bit. We see some edits coming out from Colin here. And there are some shots on the visual audio indicator. Don't know exactly where they are, as we have not seen people yet, at least from Colin's perspective. Switch over to Lachlan here and see if he has any visuals. Doesn't look like he does. Looks like he could be facing the wrong direction, but there is a car actually. Potentially trying to keep an eye out for that. Look like Lachlan could be struggling a little bit to hit this jump. Still in circle here. These guys are actually big chilling. These guys continue to get circle and have a launch pad right above them as well that they could potentially use if they needed to get out very quickly. Gonna find another scan here, and he does see someone actually pretty close. Looks like that player might have gotten a little worried, decided to get some distance and get in the car and drive away. And we are seeing Lachlan take the launch pad. Colin as well here are taking a couple shots throughout the air. Only Lachlan did, excuse me. Colin does not take any damage. And they're going to be able to position themselves right on the edge of the map here. Hopefully Storm pulls their direction. And no, it actually pulls the opposite direction of the direction that they were just in. Maybe a little unfortunate for these guys. As Lachlan sees some footsteps, he actually saw someone very quickly, didn't actually get a good shot on him, decides not to take it. A lot of trigger discipline there from Lachlan as he sees two cars drive off. We see another scan come through here. This time it doesn't find anybody. And so unlucky for Lachlan and Colin as they just came from that direction but now have to go back into it. Gonna try and take a little bit lower of a profile this time. Actually, we're gonna see Colin use the beast form as he did take quite a bit of damage. Lachlan actually gets lucky, finds a little bit of a better upgrade in that chest. Gonna see the mist form here to close some of that distance quickly. Colin is able to close so much distance with that beast form. Although these guys are separating, maybe a little bit of a miscomm here. Never mind. Colin decides to come right back, crash on the car. And Colin is in pursuit of the car. Lachlan just trying to get in the circle here, but does run into another duo. Has to be careful at this point. Is able to group back up with his teammate. As Colin's going to beast form here. And actually, this is the Beast BB's battle. Lachlan takes quite a bit of damage. As Lachlan doesn't take any shots at the opposing beast. Decides just to let Colin handle as much of it as possible. And now going to try and close that distance between each other. Although Colin taking so much damage, he is able to buy himself just a little bit of time. Lachlan finally joins him, but he does get knocked. And Lachlan just can't do enough, as that is going to be a 6th place finish for those guys. We're going to go back to our primary team of the VHCH Knights of Cam and Trace and see how they're doing. Cam and Trace both still alive. 19 players left in this drop, 17 not counting them. These guys are also in a very good spot here. These guys are just going to relax a little bit here. Used this spurt of the dead time, be able to heal themselves back up, to shield themselves back up, be able to regroup as a unit. Circle does just evade them. And it looks like they are going to decide to go here. We're going to see the mist form come out and the base boost gauntlets get used. And a good thing there that no damage was taken is a little bit of a miscommunication there from Cam and Trace. Sitting out in the open, just looking at the build, but able to hug this side of the wall and not take any damage. And a lot of action going on around these guys. And we know that Brady and Parker are still alive in this drop. Actually, I think I was wrong. I think those guys have been eliminated already. And they actually find a knock here. Oh, they have been eliminated. So this is Cam and Trace's chance to find a really good placement here. Potentially get some points back that they might have lost in the last drop. They're right on the edge of circle here. And unfortunately, quite a strong pull there from them. So they are going to have to go quite a distance. And we're seeing a misform come out. The base boost gauntlets, but they're not enough. Oh my gosh, are they? No, they're not. Quite a bit of damage, and we see the knock. We're going to see the beast form come out just to potentially get into circle here. As it goes all the way into Crime City and then comes all the way back out, trying to find a good spot to hold. Just really can't find one. Creeping around though, needs to make sure he doesn't take any unnecessary damage. That really doesn't make any unnecessary noise. Just decide to build up right in the middle of Crime City here. Luckily, no shots have been taken. 6 players left, 5 not counting him. But footsteps on the visual audio indicator. Has to be careful. And we're seeing a reboot attempt come through here, which is crazy. All the stuff going on in Crime City. And we're going to see the misform rotate. Tries to get much of that distance closed as possible here. And a car is coming. This could be scary. Oh my gosh, right into the box. And unfortunately for Cam and Trace, his rival but teammates here from Valhallan Camp Hill are going to find the elim on him. And that's going to end their drop 2 with a 4th place. Wow, what good games we saw though. Phenomenal drops from all of our teams. So many good placements here. And obviously, again, have to shout out Brady and Parker for the win on drop 1 of the night for their division. What a good night of Fortnite. But with that being said, we are done with Fortnite tonight. So as the season winds down to an end here, and obviously we'll have a little bit of intermediate time between this season ending and the fall season beginning. Obviously, we still have some action for the rest of the week, but continue to tune back in. Keep an eye on those notifications to see when we are live. But everybody, from myself, Coach Christian, and everybody here at Valhallan Camp Hill, thank you guys so much. You really do mean a lot to us, and it's you guys that support us. With that being said, good night, everybody.